Welcome to KDBC4 Sports. What a first week it's been for the tournament. Big upsets, buzzer beaters, and some huge bracket busters. And that was just coming into today. All over the country, the madness continued as part of a sensational Sunday. But there was no better place to be than Spokane, Washington. Last game of the day, Texas A&M and Purdue. The Aggies dying to get to the Sweet 16 in Houston, just a short drive from their campus. Wasn't looking good late after the dunk. Purdue led by 5, but here come the fighting Aggies of Texas A&M. The big man, Brian Davis, with the steal, leads the break, and the great pass for the layup and the tie. This game went into overtime, and how about this finish? Tie game, time winding down. Chris Kramer goes right to the rim and hits it. There's still time for Texas A&M, though. Here they come, B.J. Holmes for the wins. No, the Aggies are done, and it'll be the Boilermakers coming to the Lone Star State. Purdue wins 63-61 in overtime. But if you thought that was great, how about the early game in Spokane? Michigan State and Maryland. The Spartans would play most of the game without Kalen Lucas, expected to miss at least a week. Even without him, Michigan State took a 10-point lead in the second half. Great backdoor cut by Darrell Summers for the stuff. But here comes Maryland. 10 seconds left. Grievous Vasquez wills his team back, hits the floater, and the Terps are up by 1. But Michigan State has one last chance, and here's the call.
Draymond Green finds Lucius for the win. He got it!
What else would you expect from a Tom Izzo Michigan State team? The Spartans move on, winning 85-83.
Speed and strength alone don't make for a successful long jumper. It also takes endurance, agility, and mental toughness. Capoeira gives Franklin's Andres Estrada all of that and more.
Doing these events, you really have to be very coordinated with your body, and capoeira helps you with everything.
Capoeira is a form of martial arts that was created in Brazil by African slaves who weren't allowed to learn how to fight, so they disguised their training in dance. The result creates a mix of strength and motion that's beautiful to watch.
Whenever I'm doing my events, I'm doing capoeira. I was already ready for, I was already stretched out. I was flexible. I was very high in endurance, and I just felt ready.
Estrada's coaches made him stop taking capoeira classes, worrying that he would get worn out or injured. He still practices the art form as a warm-up, though, and it's helped him land the longest jump in El Paso by any high schooler this year.
Capoeira doesn't wear you out, it just gets you stronger.
It's called the Thunder Dunk, a Randy Culpepper staple. On any steal or breakaway where Culpepper has the ball, the crowd is rife with anticipation for what they're about to see.
That's a great feeling to have, knowing that before you even make it to the basket, the crowd is already standing up.
Culpepper has an incredible vertical leap for a guy less than 6 feet tall. It developed at a young age, where you'd expect, on the basketball court. But it wasn't playing basketball, it was gymnastics. Randy took gymnastics since age 4 and didn't play basketball until he was 10.
Halftime of my brother's basketball game, I used to put on the show for the fans and go on the court and just start flipping. When my brother actually made me play basketball, I guess he got tired of seeing me in the tights or whatever doing gymnastics.
His first dunk came as a sophomore in high school when he stood just 5'3", a testament to his work in the gym. He says he's still got some of the moves, but doesn't perform often.
Actually, I still can flip, but I haven't did it in so long. Once I do too many flips, I get kind of dizzy.
He's not in the circus, but Randy Culpepper puts on the greatest show in El Paso.
News Channel 9 Sports with Javi Perez.
We have some breaking news to report. Bowie High School announced that tomorrow they will introduce a new head football coach to replace Luis Gallardo, who resigned earlier this year. News Channel 9 has learned that Robert Padilla, offensive coordinator for the Austin Panthers, will be named as Bowie's new head coach. And we are joined live in studio by the Bears' newest head coach, Robert Padilla. Coach, congratulations on the news, and we thank you for joining us.
Thank you. Appreciate being here.
Coach, tell us, you went from being offensive coordinator at Austin to being named head coach at Bowie these past few weeks. How excited are you to be headed back to your alma mater?
I'm very excited. I appreciate the opportunity to get back there and get some things done.
Now, obviously, you helped run a very efficient offense, putting points on the board, going perfect in the regular season, in district once again this season. What kind of challenge will it be to implement that system into a new school with new kids?
It's a challenge, but I think we can get it done. The kids are bright down there. There's no reason why we can't have the same success, or at least try to equal the same success we've had at Austin before.
Coach, obviously the schedule hasn't been set yet, but Austin is scheduled to go to Bowie next season. Is that going to be a game that you're going to circle on your calendar when you know the date?
I'll circle it only because I'll get to see some old faces, familiar faces, and I'll look forward to that. But there'll be a couple games before that we need to take care of before we get to that point.
All right, well, good luck on the upcoming season. Robert Padilla, the new head coach of Bowie Bears football. Thank you for joining us, Coach.
Thank you.
We'll finish off with a high school football player that somehow flew under the radar after rushing for 1,600 yards and scoring 43 touchdowns this season. But he's just now starting to turn some heads.
Alberto Navarro is a 6'2" wide receiver with great hands and better stats. But he was one of the last players selected to play for the West All-Stars in Saturday's Senior All-Star Classic at the Sun Bowl. Why?
I've surprised people because I come from a relatively small school that not many people have heard about.
Navarro played for Emmanuel Christian High School, and all-star teams like this one are hesitant to take players like Navarro because they're worried about the kids being overmatched. That shouldn't be a problem for Alberto.
He runs great patterns, does all the mechanical things well for receiver.
Now that Navarro has turned heads on the practice field, his next opportunity comes Saturday at the Sun Bowl.
He won't be well known at the start of the game, but I predict he'll be well known by the end of the game.
And the big game's this Saturday.
Thanks, Javi.